Roadhouse.
Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
All right. What is up, everybody? Hey, looks like Mr. Rob Wild is sleeping there. Welcome to another episode of Movie Night here on the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am joined tonight by, of course, none other than, that's right, Mr. Dragon Viper, and, of course, Mr. Rob Wilds. How you doing tonight?
9 minutes late.
I'm doing good.
Yes, we are a little late, as everybody knows. We started late tonight because we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but it happens. It happens. All right. So we always have these special topics that we like to talk about. And so, of course, this week, who do you think we're going to talk about? That's right. We're going to talk about Mr. Patrick Swayze, and we're going to talk about the actress of none other than Drew Barrymore. That's right. I cannot wait to get into this. So, Dragon Viper, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start out with you. So, when we talk about Patrick Swayze, all right, we know that Patrick Swayze has been in a ton of good movies. I mean, just a ton. So, when you think about Patrick Swayze, what are some of his good movies that you think about?
Well, I'm gonna come clean with this. I've only seen 3 of his movies. And the 3 is the top 3, which is, Dirty Dancing, Roadhouse, and Ghost. That's the only 3 I've seen. I thought all 3 were really good.
Ghost, dude, we're gonna pull your guy card in a minute.
So you're telling me, out of all the Patrick Swayze movies that are out there, you have legitimately only seen 3 Patrick Swayze movies?
I'm not a very big Patrick Swayze, fan. I never really was.
Roadhouse.
Well, it's just like Mr. Wild Thing Rob Wild says here. Like, we're seriously about to we're about to not only Cactus Jack your ass, we're going to roundhouse kick you, and we're going to take your man card, because I still don't completely understand. So obviously at this point you can't tell us what your favorites are because of the simple fact.
Roadhouse. Oh. I did say
Roadhouse. Obviously Roadhouse is going to be definitely in his top. Well, okay, for me, it's Patrick Swayze's best movie. It's number 1. And to me, it's not even close. Like, every time Roadhouse is on TV, I have to watch Roadhouse. But Randy, right now, I must say you've kind of disappointed me just a little bit here. But we do have a few comments that are rolling in, so we can go ahead and get to those comments just really quick here. So go ahead and pull up the first comment we have with Mr. Jesse Bell, which is saying, "What's going on?" So, hello, Jesse. I hope you're having a great night. And then, of course, we have Nathaniel that's hopping on here, and he's just saying LOL. So, all right.
Because
and
he
then,
knows you need your man card pulled, you fruit.
Dirty Dancing was such a wonderful love story.
And then we also have Jesse Bell, which is saying The Outsiders. Come on, man. Exactly. See,
I'm not a big Patrick Swayze guy.
Okay.
I'm not.
All right. So tell me. So tell me then, Dragon Viper, what is your problem with Mr. Patrick Swayze? And Sarah, thank you. What is your problem with Patrick Swayze?
I bet even Sarah would say your dude card needs to get pulled.
No,
yes,
I just
absolutely
never cared for him. There's actors that I like, there's actors I don't like, and I wasn't really big on Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze can rip your throat out with these fingers right here.
Yeah, there's better than Patrick Swayze anyway, like Chuck Norris. So
All right. Well, then let me simply ask you this, okay? I know you've seen Roadhouse because if you have not seen Roadhouse, you need to get off the screen right now and just leave because you will not be
Just-
allowed to be on the
just
screen anymore.
I have seen
Yeah,
it.
you'll be allowed.
Shame
You will
and
just be
leave.
leaving because you will be off the screen because that would be completely and utterly ridiculous. But let me jump to Rob Wilds on this. So, Rob, when you think of Patrick Swayze, what movies do you think of with Patrick Swayze?
I think Roadhouse, Point Break, and The Outsiders are my top three.
Point Break. Absolutely. Point Break was an absolute phenomenal movie. So Jesse Bell actually left another comment too that says Ghost. Yes, Ghost was another great one. And Rob, he also loves the glasses, just like everybody else. Everybody else always comments on your glasses because you have such fantastic glasses.
Well,
How can
I'm a
people not
dancing
love those
monkey. I'm out to please the people.
Absolutely, right? So, Rob, when you think about Patrick Swayze's overall best movie, because you just named some, Point Break, great, Roadhouse, great, Ghost, obviously great. Do you have a favorite of Patrick Swayze's?
I didn't say Ghost was great, homo. I said
Hey,
The Outsiders
hey.
was number three.
Ghost was a fantastic movie. It was awesome. How could you not like Ghost?
Because it was lame. Oh, I just love it when they cuddle and the ghost and the chick are making a fucking pottery wheel. Oh, that's so romantic. Like, how creepy is it? Like, dude, you're dead. There's a whole nother side of the world, of the universe for you to go to. But instead, you're going to be here skeezing on me while I'm trying to get laid. Take a hike.
Take a hike. Oh my god.
Somebody
All
call the Ghostbusters. I'd be like,
All right,
wait,
so
I'm not here to
hold
hurt
on.
anybody. I'm only here
so
to get my love. Oh,
and Randy's one of those guys too that's gonna sit here and he's gonna talk about Dirty Dancing, okay? Because I know Randy's like, I wish that was me. I wish I had
I wish you
somebody
would
I could
lift
dirty
me up.
dance with on the stage.
No.
Randy wants that. He
here I
wants it.
come,
That's
catch
something he
me.
wants.
Here I come, catch me.
No.
But when we sit here and we talk about Patrick Swayze, so it actually took me a while before I watched Point Break, and because at first I'm like, what exactly is this movie? And I started watching maybe the first 10 minutes of the movie at first, and I'm like, am I gonna like this? Am I gonna not? It took me maybe a couple times to actually get into the movie, but once I actually finished the movie, I realized how good of a movie it actually was. An absolutely great movie. And so, Dragon Viper, I'm taking you've never seen Point Break.
No, I haven't.
Dude, you're missing out, dude. It's awesome.
Absolutely. You need to hop on, you need to look up Point Break and you need to watch it whenever you get the chance to watch Point Break. Nate is also saying now that Christmas in Wonderland was another. I don't recall ever seeing that. I don't think I've ever seen Christmas in Wonderland, to be perfectly honest. I wouldn't mind, I guess, trying to check it out to see exactly what the movie. Obviously, by hearing it, it's going to be a Christmas movie, obviously. But I don't even think I've ever heard of it. Rob, have you ever even heard of that movie?
No, but it's got to be better than Ghost.
It's got to be better than Ghost. So Rob is completely against Ghost. He's like, no, not me. I don't like
just
Ghost.
feel like I don't know
Get
how
out
the
here.
hell you two still have your man cards, both of you. Oh, we love Ghost and Dirty Dancing, and why don't you guys watch The Notebook and A River Runs Through It next, holding hands, sharing popcorn.
Hey, let me tell you this, though. I watched Ghost, okay? But I never told you it was one of my favorites. I said it was a good movie, but I never said it was one of my favorites.
And I only said it was one of my favorites because that's, like I said, I've only seen 3. So.
Well, that's not nice.
You should have
All right,
opted out, is all I'm saying. You should have been like, you know what? I'm just going to sit in on this one. It's like at an AA or NA meeting when you say, hi, I'm Dragon Viper, and I'm a little bit fruity, so I'm just here to observe.
Oh.
I'm going to pass.
How about Red Dawn?
That's on one of my top 3 that I didn't like. I just didn't like Red Dawn.
Oh, really? Okay. So
It was
what
hard
was
to
it
stay
about
awake
Red
from,
Dawn?
to be honest.
So, but did you actually get a chance to actually finish the entire movie?
I'm sure.
But you just said it was hard to stay awake from. So that's why I was curious if you actually.
Because it's
got
one of
to
those things
finish
that's on
it.
TV every Saturday on some cable network.
All right, so since we're on the topic of Patrick Swayze, I want to see your guys' opinions when they talk about what his top 10 movies are. I want to see what you guys think about this. So we'll go ahead and we'll start
You
with.
love those lists, don't you?
Absolutely, I love these lists because they're fantastic to talk about. Because I like to see if you guys agree with them or not. But
The
when we
greatest
start out,
movies ever made, written by some guy.
exactly, written by some guy. So when we look at this, we go into number 10, and I can tell you, I've never seen this movie, but it's something called City of Joy, and I don't remember seeing that, but it looks like it's a. Okay, that's probably why, because it's some kind of spiritual enlightenment in India that I can tell you I've never seen it. Okay, and then we go to number 9, and it's Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything.
Oh,
Does
the
that-
drag
does
queen
that-
movie.
Is that?
Yeah, that's like a whole bunch of drag queens or something, I think.
That's cute.
Oh, wait, no,
Wong
that's
Fu.
that Wesley Snipes movie. I saw
Yes.
the little poster
Wesley
for it
Snipes
today.
is in it. Yes,
Yeah,
Wesley
yeah,
Snipes
they're
is
all
in
a
it.
bunch of cross-dressers.
Oh.
Oh, I have.
I actually didn't know that. Now,
I have
what
seen it.
disappoints me, a lot is when I'm looking at this top 10 list, you would not believe at number 8, they actually have Roadhouse sitting at number
What?
8. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So I'm looking at this
That
going, no.
makes me irrationally angry.
Oh.
Exactly. You can't have Roadhouse sitting at number 8. There's just no way you possibly could, because Roadhouse is one of his top 3 movies without an absolute question. It's not even close. Roadhouse is in there. Okay, and then when we look at number 7, Keeping Mum, which is spelled M-U-M. I don't remember that one. Rob, have you seen that one?
No.
No. I'm not
That
going to even
seems
ask
like
Dragon
something
Viper.
that would make my brain itch even reading.
And then number 6, this is where it kind of got interesting to me, because when you look at number 6, they actually have Ghost ahead of Roadhouse. And I can't believe that some of these movies that they have ahead of Roadhouse, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Ghost is one of them? You're going to have Ghost ahead of Roadhouse. I said Ghost was a good movie, but definitely not. It should not be ahead of Roadhouse. Now we get to number 5. Oh, Randy, guess what? It's your favorite Patrick Swayze movie. They have Dirty Dancing at number 5.
I whatever. I was gonna say I didn't put
Whatever. You can't take it back now. You said it.
Whatever. I do what I want.
I'm just saying he can't take it back now. He's already come out and said it. So now
Well, he
it's a little
can.
too
It
late
just
to
wouldn't
take it
hold
back.
any water.
All right, and then you have number 4. Number 4 was The Outsiders, and I even said that The Outsiders was a great movie. It was because it was one of his first ones, and this is one that I've actually seen people act out on stage too. So not only is this a movie you can watch, but you can actually see people perform it on stage too. So overall, it's a fantastic movie. And then when you look at number 3, the movie's called 11-14. It's literally just the number 11 and then 14. So I'm guessing it's like the hour of 11-14, and it was made in 2003. And so
Wasn't that like a period piece?
yeah,
Come on, Dragon Viper. You know all about period pieces.
Dragon
I know
Viper,
nothing about it.
close the door. Yeah. And then now here you go, Rob. Number 2. I think you might find this one okay, but number 2 is Point Break.
Yeah, that's my number 2.
There you go. So they got something right. Point Break was right on this list. And
I mean,
then
that
when
movie
you go,
was so iconic and big that other movies reference that movie as being a movie in their movie. You know what I mean? Like Hot Fuzz, when he's like, "Well, let me ask you, have you ever fallen down and fired your gun in the air whilst shouting ah?" Great. I love Hot Fuzz. It's a great movie.
now, not only was Patrick Swayze in this movie when you think about it, though, but so was Keanu Reeves. And
You don't
so,
have to think about it. It's just, that's just who the other star was.
and Keanu Reeves was really young in this movie. Patrick Swayze was really young in this movie. I actually thought that they did a great job together in this movie. And then number 1, the best Patrick Swayze movie ever that they have listed on is Donnie Darko. And I don't remember seeing Donnie Darko.
Name sounds familiar.
He is in this one, he plays a small town motivational speaker in this one. So it's kind of interesting that when you look at these top 10 lists, it's like, where do they come up with some of these best list of all times that you're like, there's no way these can be on their top 10 list because there's so many better ones out there.
He plays a vet tech being muscled by the mob.
Muscled by the mob. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Great. Love it. Muscled by the mob. So, Rob, I'm going to jump to you then, since you said that there was some movies of Patrick Swayze's that you didn't like. Which ones did you not like?
I didn't like Ghost because I'm a complete man. And I didn't like Dirty Dancing because although I was just a teenager, I was still a complete male. And I just didn't like Red Dawn. That would just bore the hell out of me.
Red Dawn, okay. Dragon Viper, I really hate to ask you, but I'm going to have to anyways. I don't even know if you can answer this question since you've only seen 3 of them.
Yeah,
Dude, say the Wu-Tang was one you didn't like, or whatever that was called.
I actually have
Wu-Tang.
seen that one, and that one
Wu-Tang bitches.
I didn't care for it at all.
Was the Wu-Tang one with the movie with Wesley Snipes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't Wu-Tang. It was Wu something.
To Wong Fu. Thanks for everything.
Oh yes, yeah, it was the Tu Wong Fu movie or whatever.
I know. I still say Wu-Tang. Where my people at?
Not the Wu-Tang.
Where my people at? Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang. Where my people at? Yeah, absolutely. But there's so many Patrick Swayze movies out there that I was reading on this top 10 list that I'm like, I haven't really seen, so I guess I'm gonna have to get out there and watch those just to see if they're good or not. I'm gonna believe you on a few of them, Rob, when you say it. I'll just go ahead and just believe Rob. Be like, okay, I'm taking his word for it. He says it's crap, so I don't want to spend my time watching it.
God, I wish my ex-wife would have had that attitude.
But now
there's one movie I do. There's one movie I do actually want to see, and that's Black Dog. I do want to see that movie.
A trucker movie?
Yeah.
The trucker movie.
I've seen that. That wasn't bad. I think that was like another movie house's answer to Over the Top.
Oh yes, Over the Top was a fantastic movie also, and I know we're not, talking about Stallone right now. I know that, but that movie was amazing. I liked it.
Yeah.
So,
but that was back in the day where like one fucking movie house put out Wyatt Earp, so the other one real quick pumps out Tombstone, and they're always trying to put out competing movies that are the same vein. I'm glad those days are done. That was stupid.
So now we can actually jump into the actor side of things, and we can actually jump into a little bit of Drew Barrymore. So,
sweet Drew, America's sweetheart.
Yeah, everybody calls her America's sweetheart because think about when Drew Barrymore first got her start, which I believe I could be wrong on this, but I know it was either her first movies or one of her first one, which was actually E.T. She was super young
I
in
don't want to
E.T.
think about her as a little kid.
I know
want to
you
think
don't
about her
want
as a woman that I want to stickle. I want to stoop.
I know what you're saying there.
Wow.
But Dragon Viper, I'm going to start with you, and I really hope this time that you can tell me actually a little bit about Drew Barrymore, not disappointment, like, oh, I've only seen maybe 2 or 3 of the movies.
I've seen more of hers, so you know, I my top 3 of hers is the first one being 50 First Dates, because her and Adam Sandler. Second, Wedding Singer, and the third was Firestarter.
Oh yeah, Firestarter. That's right.
I was waiting for Rob to make a comment on the 50 First Dates one. I was waiting for Rob to say, of course, Randy would like that one because it's kind of...
Yeah, they followed up with the second Sandler. Oh my! You just love that Adam Sandler irrationally. No, I'm just kidding. I love everything. I can't. Besides the Charlie's Angels, I can't think of any movies she's done that I haven't liked.
So Jason Barber left a comment that says "Far From Home." He said, "Do you remember that weird ass movie?"
Is that the dog and cat movie?
No. The Far From Home. No, that wasn't the dog and cat movie. Are you talking about where they like run away and they're trying to find their way back home?
They get left behind on a move.
That's Homeward Bound.
No, Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound. That's right.
Yeah,
my daughter was stupid for that movie. It was insane.
And then the remake of Homeward Bound, they had the Incredible Journey. And so it was kind of one of the Far From Home. Yeah, that movie was kind of that movie was definitely weird too. But overall, with Drew Barrymore movies, Mr. Rob Wilds, what do you got? What do you think?
I've had a little crush on her. I think since she started coming out movies as like an actual adult, going like, "Damn, she got hot." Like there's some girls you just didn't see it coming, and some you do. With her, I didn't see it coming. Like you look at, back when we were kids and Christina Ricci breaks out in Addams Family, you can look at her as you're growing up with her, going like, she's gonna be hot one day, and we were right. Huh. Alyssa Milano's another one. Drew Barrymore, she was kind of a little like odd looking when she was younger, I thought.
Yeah, so Far From Home, I looked this up really, really quick on this too, and it said a 14-year-old and her father are stranded in a trailer park with a serial killer after a road trip across the country leaves them stranded in the Nevada desert in this tense crime drama.
Sounds intense.
That one might actually, it might be a weird movie, but it actually doesn't sound like it might be too bad because it's a crime type drama movie.
I was being facetious by using the exact word that was in the description. It was all.
I know.
I got it.
But Drew Barrymore was actually in a ton of movies. So Rob, you made a nice reaction when Dragon Viper said Firestarter.
That was a good movie. Yeah, that was a good movie. That was intense.
You think it was one of your top 3 for Drew Barrymore?
Sure, yeah. I didn't even think of that, but it makes me want to punch it up on Amazon tonight and watch it.
So Jason Barber is also leaving another comment that says, any of you ever have sex in a tent? What?
What? Jeez.
Random.
Oh,
weird.
Wait. Oh no. The next comment is what answers it because it's a joke. And it's effing intense. That's yeah.
Are you just like genetically opposed to swearing? I've never heard you cuss at all.
No, I do. I just try and stay away from the F-bomb a little bit. Okay. That's it. But yeah, other than that, no, I do. But Drew Barrymore, so Randy, 50 First Dates, wasn't one of her top three. To me personally, when I looked at that, I didn't think it was one of her top three. She had some great ones. Blended was kind of it was up there. E.T. loved it. So Jason
How
Barber.
many Sandler movies was she in?
They dated.
She was in a lot. She was in a ton.
Yeah.
Like when you look at Adam Sandler movies, you can see her like mixed in with Adam Sandler a ton because they thought that Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore worked well together. I mean, they were in The Wedding Singer. They were in 50 First Dates.
They dated, so I mean that helped out with.
They were
They
were in Blended. I remember that. What was some other ones that they were in together? Those were three that I know of.
Isn't that enough?
I'm pretty sure there was more. Oh, Fever Pitch. Jason, yes, thanks for bringing that up. So Fever Pitch, you pretty much have to be a sports fan, kind of have to enjoy that movie a little bit. So have either of you seen the movie Fever Pitch?
I think I have. I just don't remember.
Okay,
That's
so
another,
Fever Pitch.
that's another Sandler gimmick.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Mhm.
Okay.
So Fever Pitch was when she meets this school teacher and the guy's this massive Red Sox fan, and all he does is he's like, "Oh, we're gonna be dating, but I go to spring training. I'm gonna take you to games because I have like season tickets." And so like everything to them was about the Boston Red Sox, and then she's like, "Is this gonna work? Because you like the Red Sox." And I didn't know how big this actually was, and so yeah, it was actually a good movie. So Christy Wilson actually has another comment that says Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore had such great chemistry. They should have gotten married. Well, they did date, but they did not end up getting married. And
Fever Pitch. That was with.
that was with Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually wasn't a horrible movie, but like I said, you kind of have to be that sports fan in order to kind of like that movie.
Honorable actor. Oh, horrible.
The horrible,
Okay.
yes, the horrible actor. That's what.
Hey, I'm not wearing my
horrible
real glasses. Just these gimmicks.
Just those gimmicks, yes, just those gimmicks. So, all right, Dragon Viper, I'm going to go back to you. What was Drew Barrymore's worst 3 movies?
I didn't like Never Been Kissed, Our House, and I didn't like her in Scream only because she wasn't in it long enough. She only like a 10-15 minute part in that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't very much.
But she should have been in it a lot longer than that. So that's why I didn't like that one either. But yeah, definitely Never Been Kissed in Our House.
All right, Mr. Rob Wilds, how about you?
Charlie's Angels. One of those 3 bitches sold their soul to the devil to get the grosses up on that piece of crap. That movie was garbage. All those movies were garbage.
Well, I can see you really hate that movie.
They were just so bad. It's like they didn't even try to make good movies. They're like, hey, the studio's throwing tons of money at us for this, so let's keep making them as long as they keep writing checks.
I didn't care to watch that one.
There was more than one. That's the problem. I watched them all just because I wanted to see Drew. And Lucy was pretty goddamn hot, too.
Was that just your whole top 3?
Oh, yeah. Yep. All the Charlie's Angels movies.
And
then Never Been Kissed. That was garbage, too.
Yeah, I was going to say the Never Been Kissed, that's definitely one of her worst ones. And I know this might actually surprise you, Randy, just a little bit, but when it comes to it, like one of her worst movies to me that I really didn't care for was The Wedding Singer. I don't know, it's just something about that movie. I just didn't really like it.
Ooh, look at that.
And
that irked him.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it did. You know why?
No,
you know why? Because Adam Sandler was in this movie, and we know you love some Adam Sandler. But I'm looking at this going, it was just something about that movie. I tried. I watched it once and then I'm like, all right, I'll try it again just to try and give it a second chance just to see. As like once I got older, I tried and I'm like, nope, still has no effect on me. I still don't like it. So just something about The Wedding Singer just wasn't right for me. And then if I had to think about number 3, oh man, it's kind of tough, but probably music and lyrics. I didn't really so care for music and lyrics, and that was supposed to be a really, really good movie, but wasn't my thing either. Now we'll jump into our next topic, which was we're going to jump back to Patrick Swayze.
I just got to say real quick, boy, you got old Christy fired up there. I like The Wedding
Singer. Yeah.
I want to eat your soul.
Yeah,
well, you know
did
what,
like The
Christy,
Wedding Singer.
people like the Crying Game, too. Doesn't mean I'm going to watch it. I'm just saying.
So we have now we're going to jump back to Patrick Swayze, and the reason we're going to jump back to him for a second is because when you think of Patrick Swayze, what type of role do you think Patrick Swayze is perfect for? Because we saw that Patrick Swayze was in a variety of roles. So Dragon Viper, what do you think he's best suited for?
Action, like fighting like in Roadhouse. I actually think he's more of a action.
Oh yeah.
Than anything else.
Yeah, when you come to think of it, he wasn't really in that. I mean, he was in a few comedic pieces, but not too many, because that's not his style of role when you come to think of it. Like, truly, when you think of Patrick Swayze, one of his more style parts of movie is definitely action. I don't really see him as a comedic actor. I don't see him as a... I mean, he was in a few romantic movies too, but I didn't really like his whole romantic movie parts. But Rob, when you think of Patrick Swayze, what role is he suited best for?
I think he's good for anything. I think he was great. His comedic roles, his timing was top shelf. Action roles. I mean, people think that he was in martial arts, but he wasn't. He was just a really well-trained dancer and really limber. And, of course, the chick flicks were real popular because he took his shirt off with that, hard body he had going on. Don't shake your head, no, Viper. You know you like that stuff.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
I didn't
you
like
did. It's
that
okay.
Jealous, okay? I was jealous growing up seeing that, going, God, I wish I had that same thing, But
only thing I was jealous about is why can't I do the rip somebody's throat out real fast thing? That would be just be like, what'd you say? Woo! Roadhouse.
So we do have some comments rolling in here. We have Christy Wilson who's saying Dirty Dancing to me was his best film, and Roadhouse was a good one too. And this is where it comes to, a lot of the females are gonna like Dirty Dancing. A lot of them do.
Because it's a chick flick.
Yeah.
That's why Dragon Viper likes it.
I am glad that Christy Wilson also likes Roadhouse, because that was definitely action-packed. Loved it all the way through. Roadhouse is one that every time and my wife hates this, because every time Roadhouse is on TV, I have to watch it. And she's like, I really don't want to watch this again because you watch it every time it's on TV. But, you just have those certain movies that every time they're on TV, you just have to watch them. And Roadhouse happens to be one of those movies. And I'm like, I got to watch it every time it's on. And then we have Nathaniel that's saying both of y'all beat me to it. And I think he's probably talking about the action part of the movies. Jesse Bell is saying the worst action star, just like Nick Cage. So that's kind of surprising.
Wow.
That is surprising to me. I figured that Patrick Swayze would definitely be up there as one of the big time action stars. And then you also have Christy Wilson who's saying he was in Red Dawn, which I thought he was great in. But that's kind of where it was back and forth, to where we're saying Red Dawn was decent, but it wasn't fantastic. There was some of them that people really had a hard time staying awake in, just like Rob was saying. It wasn't one of his best movies, but it wasn't an absolute one of his worst movies.
It probably didn't help that I was smoking a lot of weed back then.
So that would probably make sense.
Yeah.
And then we also, so a few more comments we have rolling in here. So Nathaniel saying, I was trying to make a pun. And then of course, Jesse Bell says both garbage. So he's talking about, I'm assuming he's talking about Dirty Dancing and Roadhouse.
Oh, I thought he's talking about you guys. Oh, goddamn.
Oh,
I'm on a roll.
Rob, you know what?
Shit.
That's why we have you on the show. That's why we have.
I thought you were gonna give me some zingers back. By the way, Dragon Viper, you beat a hell of a good sport today. I don't know why I'm picking on you so much. It's just right there. I know why I'm picking on you because you said fucking Dirty Dancing and Ghost.
I'm easy to get. People pick on.
We pick on Dragon Viper a lot on Between the Ropes also. So we get him all the time on that one. But let's jump into a little bit of Drew Barrymore now too. Back into her now. So when we talk about Drew Barrymore, what part is she best suited for? Is she best for that romantic? Is she best for comedy? What is she best known for? Dragon Viper, I'm going to start with you.
Oh, that's a good question. I'd probably say comedy. Yeah, comedy.
I was surprised that Dragon Viper didn't go to the romance part with Drew Barrymore. But Christy Wilson is saying romantic comedy because in a lot of her movies, it's kind of what it is. When you think about like 50 First Dates, it's supposed to be a romantic comedy. When you think about Blended, it's supposed to be a romantic comedy also. So yeah, she was actually in quite a few of those. Rob, what do you think?
I don't know. Put her in something like maybe Skinamax style. I think that would be great.
Rob just has a huge crush on Drew Barrymore. He can't.
What straight guy really doesn't? I mean, even just a little bit. Even when you won't admit it to your wives or girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever, who wouldn't just a little bit? I mean, for God's sake, she jumped up on Letterman's desk and showed off her breastises. I wish I was in Letterman's seat.
So Drew Barrymore to me, she's definitely. I kind of have to go with Christy Wilson on this one too. It's definitely the romantic comedy role because she has that romantic or that romantic side of her, but also that comedy side. I like her in comedy movies, but to me, Drew Barrymore isn't that. I'm trying to think of the proper thing. She's not more of the action-packed style. She's not going to be more of your horror movie side. That's just not her. Now, Dragon Viper, you did mention a little bit about Scream, but when you think about Scream also, she didn't have that huge role in Scream, so you couldn't really get a good feel on how she would be on the horror side of things.
Well, and that's why I put it in my top 3 for the worst movies, because she should have had a bigger role, and that way people, besides Firestarter, she was, in that small part on Scream, and she should have been in a bigger part. That way people could actually see how well she does in horror movies. I mean, she did well as a kid, but who knows about her being an adult?
So now it comes to one of my.
Anything.
Well, she probably could, but are you wanting to see her in a horror movie, or would you rather see her?
I'd love to see that. Yeah.
Rob wants to see her in any type of movie there is. He's not biased about it.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not
see her in a horror movie. It would be great.
All right, but now comes to actually one of my favorite topics that we get to, and that is what movies have you seen this week that were new to you that you have not seen before? And Dragon Viper, have you got to see any movies this week?
Yeah, I've seen a ton of movies. I would say
how many movies equals a ton?
Like A through W so far.
That's a ton. That's a metric ton.
Okay.
I would have to probably say Flight. And it Flight actually has who is it?
Was that? No, that wasn't the one with Tom Hanks, was it? No, what was?
No, it was with
I can't.
Denzel Washington.
Yes, Denzel. Yes, that was actually a very good movie. I did like that movie.
Yeah.
Now that I come to think of it, the Tom Hanks one that I was thinking of, I think it was
Castaway?
which one? No,
Captain Sully.
yeah, Sully.
Oh,
Yes,
yep.
it was Sully.
But yeah, that's a movie I saw that I haven't seen before this week. Flight, really good.
What? Hey, I'm glad you liked that one because I watched that a few years back, and I'll tell you that was actually a really good movie. So Christy Wilson is also saying Passengers, starring Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. It was new to me, even though it came out in 2016. So Passengers was also a good movie. I did like that one too. Did you see any other ones, Dragon Viper, that you liked?
There was one called I See You. I thought that was actually good. And then there was one, Vanishing, where I don't know exactly the names of the actors that play it, but it's about, three people going to a lighthouse and then, you had a few people that they murdered while they were there. And so it was pretty good.
Okay, did you see any movies this week that you don't recommend anybody watch?
Yeah, Knives Out. I thought it was dry. It was
Knives
slow
Out?
and boring. Yeah, Knives
You
Out.
said that last week.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did.
Oh, it's
Oh, I
Oh, you
did.
did.
Okay, I did. Hit. Okay,
Okay,
fine.
you did.
Hidalgo,
Huh?
Hidalgo, or however you pronounce it.
Hidalgo.
Yeah, I didn't care for that at all. I also thought it was kind of slow and boring.
All right, Rob, how about you? What movies have you seen this week that were really good?
That were really good. I don't know if I saw anything really where I like, wow. No, I saw the new Conjuring movie today, which was okay. Wasn't great. Wasn't terrible.
Was it? So I was gonna say, did the new Conjuring live up to the hype like
No.
everybody was saying?
No.
I wanted to see that too.
I mean, it's like it wasn't horrible. It was okay. It was something you could sit there and watch, but it's not the kind of thing that keeps your attention so much that you don't look at your phone. Yeah, it's not that movie.
Is it something that you would recommend people to watch?
If you have nothing better to do, why not?
Would you watch it again?
Probably.
Probably not. So I would say it's probably 50-50, right? To where you're like,
It was okay.
So. Okay.
As far as
All right.
bad movies goes, Viper there set a precedence. I'm going to go ahead and keep riding the coattails of Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Again,
I am. I'm still with that one.
Pet Detective Junior was that
That was-
because that one was accurate, right?
Yeah, Christy just said she loved the Zack Snyder's Justice League. And I did too. As a matter of fact, today I just pulled that up just to watch the ending sequence of the movie, where they're in Bruce Wayne's dream and the Joker cameo, and I got a kick out of that.
So I've guessed you've seen it a couple times.
Yes. It's good.
So even though it's a 4-hour movie,
Keeps your attention.
yes.
It really does. You got to pause it to go pee and get snacks or whatnot, but you don't I'm going to turn this off and come back to it tomorrow. Like for me, it kept my attention.
yeah, because this one was kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean and the Harry Potter movies that were just like stretched out like so long. And Dragon Viper, I saw the eye rolls again. Every time we mention a movie, like the eye rolls are just there. It's like,
How
I hate
dare
that
you
movie.
roll your eyes at the Justice League?
No,
Are
no,
you
no, no,
not
no, 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 no,
American?
No,
He
it was the
did.
Harry
He
Potter
rolled it.
movies.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Okay. Well, that makes more sense. I'm glad that you weren't rolling your eyes over the Justice League stuff.
No.
Because that would have been kind of un-American if you would have done that. That is
Give you a
just
crescent kick and say Roadhouse.
right. Roadhouse. Roadhouse. So this week, okay. So Rob, how about any? Well, okay. You just said your bad movie again. The whole Pet Detective Junior.
This whole
Again.
week I've really been more into watching like episodes, series, like TV shows, not really so much movies.
Okay. So for me, when I think about good movies this week, I actually watched one today. It was called The Neighbor.
I've
That
seen
I
it.
actually
Good
thought-
movie.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good movie. The ending kind of was not what I was expecting. I thought the ending was going to be a lot different. It kind of left you with a cliffhanger in a way that you're like, really? That's how this movie's going to end? You don't even know what happens. You don't know if the guy gets arrested. You don't know if his neighbor dies. You have no idea. It just shows him at the end picking a tomato. Yeah, it's just one of the interesting ones because at the very end, when the guy's trying to, punch him a couple times, he gets tired of it, so he picks up a golf club and hits the guy in the face. And then the guy's wife is like, "What do? You need to leave my house now." And then he walks out of the house and then he walks in the backyard and then he grabs a tomato and he's like looking at the tomato and you hear sirens going off in the background and then that's the end of the movie. And I'm like,
Yeah,
that
I
was
thought
kinda
we were
weird.
talking about the Seth Rogen movie. No.
No, the Seth Rogen movie's Neighbors.
Isn't that what you said?
No,
No,
I
he
said
said
the
Neighbor.
neighbor. The
Yeah.
Neighbor. Neighbors was a great movie. That was awesome.
I can relate, man. I've had neighbors that I want to go take a golf club to. I got one right now, just moved in across the street. I had a problem where my riding lawnmower kind of took a dump on me, so I couldn't mow my lawn for like 2 weeks. So I'm out there yesterday. Explicit language warning coming up. I'm out there doing it yesterday, and I'm in the front yard. This guy's standing out in front of his house, all arrogantly going, "Oh." So I turned my lawnmower, stepped off it, and screamed out in front of his wife and children, "I will beat your bitch ass to fucking death." And he dropped his head and walked away. And I meant it, boy, because he called the cops on us. Because we didn't bring our garbage cans back to the curb in time.
Wow.
Back from the, he's like, "Oh, I need you to do a wellness check. I need to make sure that they're okay." I told the cop, "Man, fuck that guy. You can go over there and tell him that making false 911 calls is a crime. And why don't you do your job instead of fucking with me?"
The only worst neighbor that I would say really bad neighbor that I had before we moved where we currently are was my neighbor over there. He has this thing against kids. Like he doesn't like kids. So my kids would always be playing in our front yard and he would come out and tell me immediately and be like, "Hey, your kids should only be outside for 10 minutes at a time, and then you send them in the house. And then when they're outside, they shouldn't be making noise. They need to find something to do outside that doesn't involve noise. Because I don't like the yelling. I don't like the screaming. They shouldn't be doing that because it's not
I
right."
can actually give you the best response to defuse that situation. And you let him say his whole piece. Let him feel like he's been heard, right? Process it, and then tell him, "Well, what I'm going to do is go inside and get a spoon so you can eat my ass." And then just stare at him. He won't know what to say.
So Christy Wilson actually has, well, we actually have a couple comments here. So we're going to go ahead and jump up to the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network that left a comment that said Ed was a good movie. I liked it. So for those of you who may not know what Ed is, Ed was actually a movie about a monkey that played baseball. and Rob's face was immediately like turning away, being like, "You got to be kidding me, right?"
Where do you people come from?
And then Nate actually left a comment that said the latest Superman and Lois, without a doubt, was the best one. So if you guys have seen the latest Superman movie,
That's a TV series.
And then Christy Wilson says, I have hated Seth Rogen ever since he did the film version of Green Hornet.
Yeah, that was another steaming pile of dung.
I can't say, I don't know if I've ever seen that. So
it was purely a greed grab. He wanted to get his hands on a superhero franchise, and he did, and it tanked. Because it was horrible. Has anybody ever actually seen the Green Hornet TV show? It was garbage. It was a horrible TV show. Then Seth Rogen's going to come along and try and put his stamp on it. Suddenly it's not going to be a piece of crap. No, it's a piece of crap.
So it still wasn't good, even with Seth Rogen. But
it's like the really poor version of Bruce Wayne.
So it's not
that is enough.
And Rob, and I know you've never really been a Seth Rogen fan.
I like Rogen.
I thought it was from like the very beginning to where you were not a Seth Rogen fan. Who was it? You came out. You said there was some, or was it Will Ferrell? I don't remember. There was
Will Ferrell probably. I like the Anchorman movies, but for the most part, he's pretty. Will Ferrell kind of sucks.
So Christy Wilson said the Green Hornet TV show had Bruce Lee in it.
Yep. No, I didn't say Bruce Lee. I said he's like a really poor Bruce Wayne.
Oh, a really poor Bruce. Yeah.
Like they were supposed to make him some kind of a really rich guy. And that's what he makes his superpowers, his money, and gets Bruce Lee involved as his driver / his Robin. Basically, it was just, yeah. The show sucked. The movie sucked. It all sucked.
All right, so now we come to our final topic of the night, which our final topic of the night is we've kind of thrown in Rob's little own topic here, or I give him his own little segment, which this little segment is Rob gets to kind of pick a movie that he wants to rant about, and he just gets to rant about the movie. So
I don't really have a movie to rant about. The most I can rant about are these ridiculous, lazy goddamn contractors I'm trying to hire. Sons of bitches, bitch bastard bitches. There's my rant.
So
That's
that was your rant. Okay. So Nate
I've been ranting through this whole episode, but I've really been taking it out on poor Dragon Viper.
You really have. So
I really have.
Hey, he's been taking it like a champ. So I gotta
like
give Dragon Viper and say you've definitely been taking it like a champ. So
you got on the ring with Wild Thing and you came out the other side all right.
So hey, you know what? I liked our topics tonight. They were fun. We got to talk about Patrick Swayze. We got to talk a little bit about some Drew Barrymore, their best movies, their worst movies, some good movies that we've seen through this week, and maybe some bad movies we've seen through this week, even though I haven't really watched a ton of movies this week. I think really I watched movies this week that I've already seen. I think it was because I was busy with doing stuff around the house that, have you ever just been at that point to where you're like, I have stuff to do around the house, so I don't want to turn on anything new or else I'm going to get caught up in the movie. So you're like, I'll turn on something that I've seen so I don't lose focus on what I need to do. But then sometimes you end up catching yourself sitting there anyways, being like, I've seen this like 3 times, so I'm watching it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why. It just ends up happening, and it happens quite a bit, and I'm like, gosh, I hate this. Why does this happen?
Yeah, I do it all the time, so.
But anyway.
Sorry, I was miles away. I missed what you said. That's okay.
Oh, it's all right, Robbie. It was nothing super important. I was just kind of ranting at myself. So
yeah, right. Get it.
But
if nobody else will listen to you, at least you can listen to yourself.
Exactly. So I guess if I had a rant, so Rob, since you have nothing to rant about, I'll go ahead and I will rant a little bit, and I'll rant on the genre of musicals. And the reason why I'm going to rant on the genre of musicals is because to me, they are complete and utterly ridiculous. They are complete dog crap. They're complete shit that I'm looking at going, you know what? That genre of musical shouldn't even be there, because who in their right mind is going to come out and be like, hey guys, I just wrote this song just 5 minutes ago, and then they come out, they start singing the song, and 30 seconds in, all of a sudden everybody in the movie's like, I know the words And then they all jump up and they start singing the song and dancing. I'm like, yeah, because that's going to really happen. Everybody knows every lyric to that song when they've never heard it in 30 seconds. It's complete crap. Rob,
Okay.
say something.
I think you the TV started flashing images. I think you went off on that one last week too. I think we're rehashing a lot of last week's pent up anger.
I don't think I went over that last week. I don't think I did.
Yeah, you did, because I brought up even the Disney movies, the fucking rocks and the birds all know the words of the song, and the raindrops are singing before they hit the ground.
Yeah, right. They do. It's just complete crazy. I just don't like it. I personally don't like the way that they set up the. And I know the musicals aren't for everybody. I know they don't. So Christy Will says, I only like certain musicals. Grease is my all-time favorite musical. That is one movie that I will say I do like. I've seen Grease so many times. I probably know every word there is to Grease. And all that. But I think everybody has seen Grease. I don't know too many people have not seen Grease.
I think it comes in the mail with samples of Tide.
I think it does. I honestly think when you're first born, I think one of the first things that the doctor says, whispers in your ear and says, you need to watch Grease. That's one of the first things he says immediately when you're born.
Hopefully, I think it'll start singing to you. Summer loving had me blind.
Right?
That's why the babies are crying, if that's the case.
So Nate left a comment that says, the greatest showman is mine. I'm not sure.
Cool.
I saw a Rock of Ages the other day. That's that's pretty old, right? It's like 10 years old.
Yeah.
But I dug it, man. They played all the old, hair band shit that I like. And Tom Cruise, dude can sing. I don't care what you think about him. Dude can sing.
Yeah, does that ever make you wonder, like when you think about like John Travolta in Grease, does that make you wonder if that's like his actual voice, if he can actually sing that good?
Well, he could during Grease. He can't like yesterday.
Right. Oh, so Nate, to elaborate on that, said the Greatest Showman is my favorite musical.
Well, okay.
I don't think I've seen that. I haven't even really seen a lot of musicals. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of musicals. I really haven't. I think really the only two that I think I've really seen, I've seen Grease, everybody has. And is Footloose considered a musical? I don't know.
Do they sing in it?
I don't think so.
I don't even know
what. Yeah, I don't even know what Footloose is considered.
It's considered a romantic fucking chick flick. It's a chick flick. That's what Footloose is. That's why Dragon Viper's a fan. It's a great chick flick.
I've never seen it.
You just said that was one of your movies.
No, not Footloose.
Oh no, I was thinking of the other.
Yeah,
the other
you were
chick
thinking.
flick.
Yeah, you were thinking of something else. Hey, at least Dragon Viper, I will give you one credit on something unless you say you do like it, which is The Notebook. Okay, good. I'm glad you're saying that.
Nah, you fed him the right answer on that one. I'll bet you if you let it ride, I think it might be a different story.
No. I don't.
What about
like
Bridget Jones's Diary?
Absolutely not.
I don't even think
Bridget
I've seen
Jones's
that.
Diary. You like that?
I don't
though,
even
right?
think I've seen that.
A river runs through it.
No.
River runs
Yeah.
through.
Come on, you can admit it. It's just us and people listening. But don't listen. Don't pay attention to them.
No, I'm being honest. No.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. All right. Well, this comes to the end of our movie night again, another episode of Movie Night. But before we do that, we do have one more comment that's coming from Christy Wilson that says, I would consider Footloose a dance film because there's a ton of dancing in, which there is. I mean, Footloose just has just so much dancing that I could see that being classified as a dance film. When you think of it, yeah, it's not really a musical because there's not. So rom-coms rule.
What's a rom-com?
Romantic comedy.
Oh.
Romantic comedy. All right. So with that, Dragon Viper, I'm going to go to you, and you have about 30 to 45 seconds for any remaining thoughts that you have. Go ahead. Q&A.
I try not to think. Gets me in trouble. No, I want to thank everybody for showing up and watching. Continue to like the videos and comment and follow if you haven't already. And you'll see me tomorrow on Big B's You Think You Know trivia show. So watch that 10 Pacific. So
all right, and tonight we actually have, and probably about 2 hours, we will have another show coming on, which is Sports Minute. You'll see myself and J-Mac on that show coming up, and yeah, it should be about 2 hours. And then tomorrow we actually have, besides You Think You Know, we also have a special guest coming on our network, and it's known as the indie wrestler of Blaine Bailey. He will be on tomorrow. And so if anybody wants to come on and watch that, you can ask him questions about his career, how he started being a wrestler and everything else. It's going to be a fantastic show. And the next week for movie night, we're going to actually end up doing something kind of special. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to start giving away a prize on movie night. And how you're going to introduce what? Exactly. What? So how you're going to enter yourself, how you're going to give yourself a chance to win this prize is all you have to do is come on our show and leave a comment. And once you leave a comment, we will enter you in the drawing to win that prize on movie night. So hop on next week for another episode of Movie Night, leave a comment, and you'll have a chance at winning a prize. So Rob, I'll give you 30 to 45 seconds. Go ahead, sir.
Who would dictate how much time I have, Mr. 9 Minutes Late? I'm the wild thing. I take my time. No, we got Rick Recking coming on Russell Shoe coming up on Tuesday. He's going to tell us all about what it's like to be in the AEW locker room and the tryout process, which went very well for him. And, of course, Thursday you can catch me on Smells Like Hope. I have no idea what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to do something.
All right. So thank you for that, Rob. Thank you, Dragon Viper. Thank you to all of our viewers. And we will see you tonight for another episode of Sports Minute, which is Open Forum. So I hope you all will enjoy that. Hop in the box, leave your comment. Yeah, Open Forum. So all you have to do on Sports Minute tonight on Open Forum, you come in, you leave a comment about whatever sport or topic you want us to talk about, and we will talk about it. It's Open Forum. So we hope to see you there. And
what if I wanted to come on there and say Falusian transsexual mud wrestling?
Don't know anything about it, so good luck with that. Okay. All right. So I hope everybody has a fantastic night, and we will see you guys possibly later on Sports Minute. So have a great night.